Stefon Diggs, A.J. Green, Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss. Evan, where does it stop with all of these names we keep hearing about the Patriots potentially trading for? Antonio Brown, sure, add him to the list. He's not on a contract. Which one of these names, realistically, could the Patriots go out and get, maybe bolster their wide receiver group? I'm Alex Barth. He's Evan Lazar. This is the FOXBORO Report, powered by betonline.ag. Visit their website and use the promo code CLNS50 for your welcome bonus. All right, now some of that was a joke.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, some of it was a joke. But the two names we're really looking at right now, Stefon Diggs, A.J. Green, the rumors flying around over the last couple of days that the Patriots could maybe make a trade, bring one of those guys in. They do need, I don't want to say they need wide receiver help, but it can never hurt to have a talent like that.
Right. Well, I think that that's the biggest difference, though, is that they don't need wide receiver help, but it sure would be nice, right? Yeah. This is a cherry on the top situation. Antonio Brown, when he was here, for the short time that he was here, the 11 days, those illustrious 11 days.
What a magical time that was.
It was a cherry on top. It wasn't a situation, a dire situation. It was we can get this premier talent at a good price, and we're going to go out and do it. And I really think that if there is any hope of them going out and getting an A.J. Green or a Stefon Diggs, it's a similar approach. It's not desperation. It's a matter of, well, why not when we can get a guy this good?
So let's start with Diggs first, because he's the better player at this point, the bigger name, and perhaps the better situation for the Patriots. Not only is he, arguably, like I said, a better player, he's younger, 25 years old, and has 4 more years of team control, not including this year. So you have him under contract.
And under a decent contract for a top wide receiver.
The biggest cap hit is $15 million. It ranges from, would start low this year at 8.9, goes up to 15. There's a couple years in there that it's 12. But again, you have him under contract, 25 to 29, affordable. They were going to pay Adam Humphries that money, about that money this spring. Diggs is a better player.
Yeah.
So why is he available? Given all of that,
I don't know that it's a guarantee.
Why is he available?
I don't know if it's a guarantee that he is available.
Fair.
Like, I don't know. I understand that there's Twitter rumors out there about this, but Minnesota.
He's the one who's out there tweeting emojis.
Yeah, because he knows that people are looking for the emojis.
If you're an NFL player,
fun with fans.
If you're an NFL player, you tweet an emoji, everybody's instantly going to assume you just got traded to the Patriots.
Here's the thing: everybody's got a price, right? So if the Patriots call up the Vikings and they offer 3 first-round picks for Stefon Diggs, then they're obviously going to trade them Stefon Diggs. But looking back, I think the Amari Cooper trade is a nice kind of comp for this. They got a first-round pick, Oakland did, from Dallas for Amari Cooper. Similar age, similar career production, and needs a big contract. Diggs already has the big contract, but you're going to pay Amari. I think a first-round pick for Diggs is about what you're going to have to give up for him.
A first-round pick?
I think that's probably a good place to start.
I would do that.
I think the Patriots would do that in a second. The Patriots know that their pick is going to be 31, 32, something like that, and they're willing to they're shopping that first-round pick. They're saying, anybody that wants a first-round pick for a blue-chip player, here it is. We'll give it to you. They offered one for Antonio Brown. I don't know if they 100% offered one yet for Trent Williams, but it sounds like they might have offered one for Trent Williams, and I think they would do the same for Stefon Diggs, but I just don't know if he's available from Minnesota right now. I think that's really the part that I can't get over, along with the salary cap implications, because they can't really afford him either.
I want to get into that in a little bit, but let's talk about A.J. Green first. 1-year deal, a bit more expensive. He's older. He has the injury history, but he's a guy you think with that experience will be able to sink into the offense a little bit quicker. Brady tends to work well with those bigger receivers, and he could maybe help them relieve the loss of Gronk a little bit. He certainly is a red zone threat. Patriots have struggled a little bit in the red zone early. A.J. Green may be a more realistic possibility than Diggs, but is he realistic in general?
A.J. Green, I think, is a much more realistic possibility because the Bengals are going in the wrong direction as a franchise right now. They're paying A.J. Green a decent amount of money, and he might want to actually get out of Cincinnati finally.
He might want to win a game.
He might want to win a game, get to the playoffs, maybe have a chance to win a ring. I think that on a 1-year deal, this is a classic, much more of a classic Patriots move. 1-year deal, veteran player, hungry for success, hungry for postseason play. Let's see what he can do and bring him in here.
Now, are there any other receivers maybe that we're not talking about who you could see the Patriots making a move for?
Yeah, Emmanuel Sanders in Denver. I love Emmanuel Sanders. The Patriots love Emmanuel Sanders. They tried to sign him to an offer sheet a few years ago, and he ended up staying in Pittsburgh, I believe it was. And I think that they would be able to go get Emmanuel Sanders in a similar situation to what A.J. Green is with Cincinnati. That Broncos team is moving in the wrong direction.
Yeah, not great.
They're not very
great.
good. Their defense is not as good as anyone thought, and they just lost Bradley Chubb to a torn ACL. So their season is basically lost at this point. Emmanuel Sanders, I don't know what he's doing in Denver that's any good for them at this point in time that's better than draft capital that they could get back for him.
So Emmanuel Sanders is a name to keep an eye on, but obviously, with all of this, you got to take on the roster spot, and more importantly, you got to take on the salary.
Right.
All these guys are about in the same range, where you're looking at 8.9, but then you got to expense the future years, the 15 to Diggs, and I think Jones is pushing 18, 19, something like that. How do you make room? Can the Patriots make room if they make one of these moves?
No. I mean, that's the simple answer. That's what I don't get about this whole conversation is, listen, it's great to talk about sexy wide receiver names. We can do this all day. Stefon Diggs, A.J. Green, Emmanuel Sanders.
Julio Jones, why not?
Julio Jones, Antonio Brown. These guys are great. They had one chance at it, and they wasted that money on Antonio Brown. Yep. That was their move, right? That was their final move in the game of chess, right?
Yep.
And they had that one move, and they played their card, and they got the shit end of the stick from Antonio Brown. Now they have a little over $2.5 million in cap space. Stefon Diggs trade, you need $7 million in cap space to make that trade happen. That means that you're going to have to restructure like 3 or 4 guys' contracts. You've already restructured Tom Brady and put the voided years on his deal. You can't do anything with that. You could go out and you could extend Dante Hightower or extend Devin McCourty or extend Kyle Van Noy and get their current cap hits down a little bit, but you're going to have to do multiple extensions. It's not just one player that's going to be able to bring that cap number all the way down. Remember, it's not just covering Diggs's cost, it's also covering the cost of the team for the rest of the season. On top of that, guys on injured reserve, likely to be earned incentives that might kick up at some point at the end of the season that you're going to have to pay on this year's salary cap. There's a lot of little things that they have to pay for that you don't think of that add up to another couple of $1 million on top of that. That's why you have to have that wiggle room.
Also, don't forget that there is the option where they could trade somebody to open up that cap.
That's the other solution.
You're scrambling this team, and probably makes more sense. Anybody who they're going to trade is probably somebody that they would extend anyway.
Right. They could cut somebody. They could cut like Deron Harmon or Landon Roberts or somebody that's Dietrich Wise.
The popular names I've heard are Michael Bennett and Philip Dorsett. Those have been 2 of your most reliable players this year. I'm not cutting either of those guys to bring in one of these receivers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you could bring in Diggs, then you probably would cut one of those guys. But
with Dorsett,
Diggs is an
he's been so
investment,
reliable
right?
for Brady.
I probably wouldn't cut Dorsett. First of all, I wouldn't cut Dorsett. I would trade Dorsett if anything.
That's what I meant. You trade one of those guys.
But regardless, you might be able to, make that work. But I really don't think that there's a lot of cap gymnastics that you're going to have to jump through in order to get a guy like Stefon Diggs under the salary cap. And it's possible, but until we start hearing them making cap space, right, until we start hearing rumors or confirmed moves like they signed Kyle Van Noy to a contract extension, or they reworked Devin McCourty's deal. They added an extra year onto McCourty's deal to push his cap.
Jordan Richards.
They released a player. They traded another player just for a pick back, something that's not going to take up salary cap space. Until we start hearing about those moves, about them making, freeing up more space, then just don't assume that any of these moves are going to happen.
All right, well, there you go. Knowing all of that, the financial implications, the players you might lose, do you still want to see the Patriots make a move for Stefon Diggs, A.J. Green, any other top flight receiver? Let us know in the comments down below or on Twitter at Patriots CLNS. This edition of the Foxborough Report has been powered by betonline.ag. Visit their website and use the promo code CLNS50 for your welcome bonus. For Evan Lazar, I'm Alex Barth from Gillette Stadium. Thanks for watching.